Hello, and welcome to Totally Schway, not Flipside.
No.
My name is Mary.
And my name is Luke. I wasn't prepared then. I thought you were going to say something else.
No,
You're going to say what this podcast is about for anyone that doesn't know or hasn't looked at the thumbnail or hasn't.
to keep everybody on their toes. It's a podcast about whatever the hell I want it to be about, but mainly the DCAU, the Detective Comics Animated Universe.
I mean, I suppose technically you're right because that is what DC stands for,
Mm-hmm.
Detective Comics. And so when people say DC Comics,
Mm-hmm.
they're saying Detective Comics. Um, yes, technically you're right. I'd never thought of it that way. I always thought of it as DC Comics Animated Universe. But yeah, you're right.
It would be the DCCAU.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
So there we go. Mind blown. That's it. That's what everyone's come for. The
I
mind
am
breaking.
never changing the way I do it again.
They've come for the mind blowing revelations. They've got it. That's the end of the podcast. See you next time, folks.
Green Lantern was cool. So how are you today?
Yeah, I'm well, thanks. Busy working on stuff, toiling away. What about you?
I've actually had a busy weekend.
Really?
Yeah. He's looking like, what? What did you do? So I don't, we did have it, we kind of did this like spur of the moment. So we've actually changed a little bit of our apartment. So we've owned this place since what, 2017?
Something like that.
And there is a room, like, we've got two rooms and like a big living room and, normal bathroom and kitchen and whatever. There have been two rooms that have been made over a lot, but there's room in particular that I just can never. I say, oh, this is the last time I'm gonna do something with it. I'm not gonna do anything with it. I'm never gonna do something. And it's what used to be your office.
Yeah.
At first, it was my room and the cat's room, and then it became a storage room, and then my room again, and then the Peloton room. You could say it was a little tiny gym, I guess. There was a yoga ball in there. Um, but it has been so many things and has been a few different colors. Not as many as the bathroom, but yeah, we have changed that. So our old living room is now the office, and that room is now like, I guess you could say like our living room, but it's really just a tiny little cinema room, I guess, because there's a sofa and then like a TV.
Mhm. Yeah, it's just a little box room that you can't
Yeah.
really do much with.
So the cats like it, Dobor especially. But yeah, I've been doing that. I've also been feeling a bit meh because it's sunny outside, but it's not warm enough to like stay out there for a bit. And yeah.
So basically, if things sound different, it's because we're recording in a different room. It's bigger. There's more room for me to put stuff out. At the moment, it looks like a dumping ground because we haven't figured out where everything's going to go yet. But
So
it's going to be better.
what did you say about the spur of the moment thing is it's kind of been something that's been on my mind for a little, like maybe about 6 months, but it's just been an idea. And I was like, oh, it's not really going to happen, whatever. But then we changed the office around a little bit. And what was it, Thursday of last week? I
Yeah.
was like, oh, we should do this. And then on Friday, we were moving things around. That's how my life goes.
hmm Yeah, and who knew I was able to pack in so much stuff into one little tiny room?
Yeah.
It's been eye opening.
Yeah. It's we have a storage unit, but there's still quite a bit here.
hmm
And I'm at the moment I'm trying to like declutter my mind, and I just don't like a lot of things around me, and coming into the living room now, or what used to be the living room, is kind of stressing me out, but it'll get sorted out this week. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. That's what I've been up to. Do
Good.
you have any news for me today?
I'll tell you what. I'll give you one small piece of news. So, Fan Expo in Anaheim in June.
Mm-hmm.
Heroic Fine Art Gallery are
Who we
bringing.
love.
Yeah, they're bringing over 10 members of the Batman the Animated Series creative team. So if you ever wanted to meet, let's see if I can do it off the top of my head. Dan Reba, Kevin Altieri, Brad Rader, Frank Parr, John Calmette, Alan Burnett, Eric Radomski is going to be there for the first time. Stan Berkowitz, how could I forget Stan? Paul Dini and Tom Rugger. They're the ones that are going to be there. So that's Anaheim, California. What is the date of that? I believe it's something like the 26th of June. Sorry, I should have prepared this ahead of time. Mary put me on the spot.
What else is on the 26th of June?
Oh, there's a movie coming out, isn't there?
Yeah. And I am looking forward to that movie.
And that movie is.
Supergirl.
Yes, yes. So, you know what? If you're in California, maybe go on the Friday to go meet all of these wonderful people. Go get some anecdotes, signatures, pick up some prints or some original art if you like, and then go to the movies and watch Supergirl.
Not Spawn, by the way.
Not Spawn.
Yeah, not sponsored.
Oh, sponsored. I thought it said Spawn, as in,
Oh
Todd
no.
McFarlane Spawn.
No. I think I would try to actually no, not in California, but I would try to go if I got to meet Toddy, I would see if he was going to London or something.
Hmm. Yeah. So that was kind of a very long-winded way of talking about what we've been doing and what's coming up.
Yeah.
Hopefully, people weren't just coming to listen about Green Lantern.
Okay, let's get to Green Lantern though, now that you've said something.
Yeah.
So, I want to ask you what the title of the Green Lantern
Oh, I keep saying In
episode
Blackest Night, but that's the Justice League episode.
was.
In Brightest Day is the Superman episode. Sorry, my bad.
I love how they the little anthem they do when gearing up the ring and everything. It's kind of like they've done that with the titles. Like when you first kind of meet Green Lantern, and the DCAU, it's In Brightest Day.
Hmm.
And then the John Stewart Green Lantern in Justice League, it's the Blackest Night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I thought that was really cool. So the Green Lantern we meet
Hmm.
is Kyle
Yes,
Rayner.
that's right. It's Kyle Rayner. Not Hal Jordan, not Alan Scott.
We do get a bit of we get some Easter eggs in there.
We do. And do you know why they selected Kyle Rayner as Green Lantern for this episode?
No.
So it's to synergize with the comics. It's the same reason why their Flash is Wally West, because Wally West was the Flash of the comics at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh God, here we go. Convoluted comic book story time. During the death and return of Superman storyline, the cyborg Superman blew up. What city was it? Was it Coast City? I think that's where Green Lantern lives. So he destroyed Coast City.
Not Detroit Rock City.
No, and this caused Hal Jordan to spiral in despair, and he went on an authoritarian rampage. Ended up killing all of the other Green Lanterns, and becoming the supervillain Parallax. After the God, I'm just going to try and streamline it even more. After all of that, the Ring came back to Earth to find a new Green Lantern, and it was Kyle Rayner was the person that was selected, and he had to slowly rebuild the Green Lantern Corps with one of the Guardians that survived. And yeah, he was the Green Lantern at the time, so that's why Hal Jordan isn't Green Lantern in this episode. Although, as you said, there is a little Easter egg reference to him when Kyle Rayner gets launched into Sinestro hits him really hard, and he gets sent flying into an airbase, and he smashes into a plane that says Hal Jordan on the side of it. So that tells you that Hal Jordan does exist.
Hmm.
And in fact, if you see him in Justice League versus the Fatal Five, he's there among the Green Lanterns. So, Mary, I'm going to ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Who is this Kyle Rayner?
Kyle Rayner is an artist that works for the Daily Planet. So, like the much like one of the political artists for like the Post or something like that. And he's also friends with Jimmy Olsen. And he just wants to do something good, whether that's like good-hearted or just good in general of with his art. And he seems a bit lost, a little bit lost, but not the overly lost I'm just gonna I don't know.
Float around,
Yeah,
do
float
nothing.
around, which is fine. I love floating sometimes. But I really liked this one.
So he had dreams of being a comic artist, didn't he? And he got
Yeah,
rejection
yeah,
letters,
yeah.
including one from Detective Comics Comics,
Yeah.
which I thought was very funny. But I found myself wondering if perhaps they weren't, like the creative team on this show, weren't referencing themselves a little bit. Because so many of the people that worked on Batman the Animated Series that I've spoken to have, like from the artist side, have said that they wanted to work in comics or they did work in comics, but it didn't pay well enough, so they transitioned to animation.
Mm.
Even Bruce Timm has, talked about his admiration for
We
people
love
that work in
BTP.
comics, and he has done some comic work, mostly his own stuff or covers, things like that. I forget who mentioned this to me. They said, but if you work in comics, Bruce Timm is immediately more interested in hearing what you have to say because he just likes comics, and.
That is exactly one of the reasons. Well, actually, no, I think that is exactly the reason the things that he is a part of end up being masterpieces.
Yeah,
Because it's the care, the concern, and the love of actual comic books.
yeah, that's true. Do you know one of Bruce Timm's early jobs was drawing the comic books that came with the He-Man action figures? They weren't like proper comics with like loads of panels, but they were like individual pages with like paintings of the characters with brief descriptions, more like storybooks, I suppose.
Who is this? What man?
He-Man. Can't believe they ruined He-Man by putting pronouns in it, right?
No, I'm just saying, like, it's basically like saying girl, girl.
Yeah,
You're like, uh,
I know, and I'm joking as well.
her lady.
Yes.
That's my, oh, that's mine. Why wasn't Shira named
Her woman.
her lady or she lady? I don't know. things
Excellent
that
question.
things that go in my head all the time.
But I feel like I've sidetracked us there. I'm really sorry.
We love pronouns, by the way.
Yeah, I was making a joke about the
Okay.
He-Man trailer. There were people mad that Adam has on his desk he him, and it's a joke because he's He-Man. For God's sake.
Hmm.
Anyway, I'm preaching to the choir. Doesn't matter. Um, but yeah, Kyle Rayner's not a struggling artist because he's got a job.
Hmm.
I did think it was a bit weird how Perry White was like really adamant. We've just seen this spaceship crash. I need you to go and draw it.
Okay,
Like, what about Jimmy's photos?
I have thoughts, questions, concerns
Yeah.
about Perry.
Okay.
And it all deals with this episode in particular.
Oh, because he,
It goes to the bathroom.
yeah, to shout at Carl Rayner, go get back to your desk and do some drawing.
He doesn't wash his hands.
I know. Green Lantern went for a whittle and he didn't wash his hands.
Yeah.
Actually, no, he came out of a stall, didn't he? He went for a number
Yeah.
two. That's even worse. And he
Wait.
and he picked up a Green Lantern, a strange green ring
Oh
off
my
of the
God.
floor.
Maybe he have hand sanitizer at his desk.
I hope so, but he's going to need a lot of it.
Hmm.
Um,
Gross.
I know it's disgusting, but there's a lot of humor in this episode as well. And considering that the one of the instigating acts is a character dies. That's Abin Sur. His
Yeah.
rocket crashes, or his spaceship, I should say, crashes to Earth, and he sends the Green Lantern ring out to find a suitable replacement, and then he dies and does his like Jedi death, fading away, leaving behind his uniform, which is a construct of his ring. So how is that still sitting around? Anyway, doesn't matter.
It's a gesture.
Yeah, it's a nice image, isn't it?
Hmm.
But there's a lot of humor in this episode with what the Green Lantern ring does. And what I thought was really strange is how nobody seems to be able to see it, even though it's like zipping around really fast. But like
I always think that.
the dog can see it, and
Hmm.
the dog that's being walked by that lady, and the dog runs around in circles with its leash tying up the lady's legs,
We love.
and she falls over.
Yeah.
It tears through the.
Babette.
Sorry.
I think that's the name of the dog.
Oh,
Babette.
was it?
Cannot tell you what uh the president of the United States in 1953 was.
Hmm.
I mean, probably could, but I can tell you the name of that dog, Babette.
Good, good. And then when it gets to the Daily Planet, it flies through the security guard's newspaper, and he's like, "Hey, what's going on?" Rah, rah, rah. And it brushes up against that lady's bottom, and she thinks that the man standing next to her has pinched her bum, so she slaps him. Um,
I
and
mean, good on her.
yeah, well, yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, but that poor innocent man accused of being a creep when all he was doing was waiting for his elevator to turn up.
Yeah. Probably wasn't even thinking about her.
Yeah, won't somebody think of the men, the people who are not?
Ew, no, ew, no,
I'm sorry,
no, no,
I'm
no, ew,
teasing.
ew, ew, ew.
Um, and then it goes into the bathroom and hits Carl Rayner in the head. Um, and then we have this whole thing, as you said, Mary, with Perry White coming in, demanding to know why Carl's not at his desk drawing this crashed
It
rocket.
reminds me of a retail manager. I said like a bad retail manager. They are good ones. But they'll be like, you'll be like pissing or something, and they'll be knocking on the door. Clank, 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 clank. Hurry up! I'm like, I literally just started to like, because you don't touch the toilet.
Mhm.
You just like squat over it.
I've been in here for 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm on my tippy toes. Leave me alone.
Mm. But I thought it was interesting that when he puts the ring on, the costume appears on him and it gives him the domino mask.
Hmm.
Um,
I love the domino mask.
and the costume disappears just as quickly without without a conscious thought about it. I guess it's instinctual.
Maybe it is. Maybe it
I
is.
think so because he's worried that people are going to see him wearing weird clothes, so he like goes "Oop," and tenses up.
I've worn some questionable leggings before.
Hmm. Would you like to elaborate?
Oh, I used to like this company called Black Milk Clothing,
Yeah.
and they did lots of branded like Pokemon leggings,
What's
and
questionable about that?
I shouldn't have been wearing bright colors like that. It really drowns me out.
Oh, does it?
I'm too pale for that for myself. They look great on other people, but I just don't think me. Even though I still have most of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, galaxy leggings. I do love a galaxy legging.
Mm-hmm. Good, good. Um, I've kind of lost my train of thought. We were just talking about the disgusting bathroom scene and the humor around it, weren't we?
Yeah, I I love the relationship he has with. It's such a little small peek into it, but the relationship he has with Jimmy Olsen,
Mm,
because it's one of the people that doesn't uh unintentionally make fun of Jimmy,
yeah.
and it's very sweet.
He's a peer of Jimmy's.
Hmm.
Oh, that's right, isn't it? At the beginning, there's someone tries to steal Jimmy's camera, and Kyle rescues him.
Hmm.
The camera. He retrieves it and stops the mugger who has a knife. Apparently, he used to be a quarterback in high school, so that tells you why he's powerful.
A quarterback.
Was it quarterback?
Yeah, you said quarter.
Did I?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
sorry.
think you said quarterback. But
I don't
yeah.
know what I said. It's not actual football. It's American football. No one follows that over here.
Anyway,
But it's funny where Jimmy takes the picture of the aftermath of the crime scene with Kyle like standing strong over the mugger and says, "Yep, that's guaranteed page one." I'm like, "Oh, Jimmy."
not even the classified.
Yeah, not even the classifieds would publish it, but hey, at least it gets to go up in Kyle's office, or his booth, I should say.
To say, Jimmy, this is just a little off topic a little bit. Jimmy has some of the best one-liners. One of my favorite, one of my favorites, if not my favorite, Jimmy Olsen is like, "This is for my private collection."
Oh, I hate that
I
one.
love it. Love it.
Ugh. This is when he's taken a picture of Volcana, and he's basically just saying he's keeping it for his own self pleasure. Disgusting.
I just thought it was just like it was his personal collection of photos, not anything menacing for
No, the
like.
context is it's for his own lust. Ugh.
At least she's dressed.
Well, yeah, she is dressed. And she handles it well. She goes over to him and burns the film discreetly and says, "Hey, at least you got my good side."
So did you like this episode?
Yeah, I do like this episode.
Action packed.
Yeah, so I kind of started a thought early on and didn't really follow through on it, but there is potential for this episode to have been quite grim in that it starts with a death, a murder,
Amazing.
because Sinestro is hunting down Green Lanterns,
Hate Sinestro.
destroying their rings to empower his own one. Because he's been rejected from the Green Lantern Corps. He was he felt he was the best member of the Green Lantern Corps, and the Guardians decided that he was not suitable and cast him out. And he's taken that rejection and he's lashing out, and he's got his yellow power ring. Now, people might be wondering, hey, wait a minute, where's Sinestro and his fear core? That's what the Yellow Lanterns are all about, right? Well, just remember that this episode came out in the mid-90s. That was about a decade, maybe even slightly longer, before the idea of the emotional spectrum of light was introduced. So back then, there was just Green Lantern rings and Sinestro's yellow.
30 years ago.
Yeah, nearly, roughly.
Oh God.
I know, I know.
Oh God.
But yeah, there's a lot of potential for darkness here. But the title really says it all. It's in Brightest Day. It's in Brightest Day, which is part of the Green Lantern oath.
Mm-hmm.
In Brightest
That was
Day,
that
in
was
blackest
yeah.
night, no
Oh,
evil
was the
shall
word I was looking
escape my
for.
sight.
Yeah, I love that. I don't know if it was intentional or not. I'm sure it was
Yeah, I'm sure
intentional,
it
but
was.
um, I also like the fact that a lot of the fighting, a lot of the combat between Sinestro and Kyle, it was just in like a valley, mountain valley, or whatever.
Yeah, out in the wilderness.
Yeah. Um, because a lot of this I get, it is probably because of my like, you know, thinking is I'm always thinking like there will be a huge fight or a huge car scene or whatever in a movie or TV show, and I'm always thinking about like that's gonna cost billions. That's gonna cost billions. And then I start adding it up in my head, and I'm like, this is gonna bankrupt this town.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the fight, I'm still thinking about it well after hours after the movies ended or the TV shows ended. I'm like, this is unbelievable. So it was quite refreshing to actually see it.
Think of their insurance
I
premiums.
know that's something I think about, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, I suppose that's true. Like how anything gets insured in Metropolis is beyond me. Just with all the destruction there.
it's much like Florida over here in this day and age.
Yeah.
It's hard to get insurance. What is there anything you didn't like about this episode?
I feel like it was a bit light on plot. So really, the whole plot is that Sinestro has killed Abin Sur, who is on Earth, and he's now hidden his lantern.
Explain did keep calling him Sinister, the Sinister Sinestro actually explain what he was going like why he wanted this extra ring? I can't
So
remember.
the Guardian said that he would destroy the ring and the lantern to increase his own power.
Mm.
So the Guardian said it. So there we go. That's
Gives him his power again?
the Weaponeers of Quard.
Oh.
Well, the Weaponers, sorry, not Weaponeers, the Weaponers of Quard. They're like, okay, more convoluted stuff. They exist in the antimatter universe, so the idea is kind of like their yellow energy is like the opposite of the green energy. And remember that classic Green Lantern, Silver Age Green Lantern, had a weakness to yellow objects, which he doesn't have in Superman the animated series.
You know what? I could probably be a green. Well, I couldn't, but I don't like the color yellow.
hmm
I really don't.
Yeah, and
Or
so,
beige.
or anything on that hue. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think the weakness of this episode is that there's not an awful lot of plot, and a lot of it is just delivered by, the Guardians just explaining what's happening. I'll never forget this. So when the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie came out, they were doing press tour.
Who? That's two times this episode. I'm
Yeah.
like, what?
They were doing a press tour, and I worked in an office at the time where they were always playing BBC Radio 2. And I think it was Steve Wright was the host. I think it was him. And he was like explaining the premise of the Green Lantern film. And he just started laughing after he said, an alien ring that allows the wearer to construct anything they can imagine. He was just laughing his head off, going, "How do they come up with this nonsense?" Oh, okay,
You know
yeah.
what? It's because they actually have an imagination.
Well, yeah,
And they're cool.
that's true. And the premise itself is inherently silly, but that doesn't mean that it's bad.
I think
Superman himself is also
mhm.
a silly premise. Doesn't mean he's bad.
Here's the thing about people like that, um, radio person. Does it hurt to have a little fun reading a fantasy work? Is it really that bad to have your mind, body, and soul taken to another dimension where the ridiculous is almost normal?
Hmm.
No, it's not. It's really great to be able to do that. It's a healthy thing.
Yeah.
So people like that just piss me off.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
What was his name again?
I think it was Steve Wright. I
Oh,
think it was Steve Wright. I could be misremembering though, so don't quote me on that.
Tom Steve.
But in terms of in terms of the episode itself, it's a nice episode. It's action packed. There's a lot of fighting in it. Um, there are like cliches in it, like the when he's wandering around when Kyle has he's got his ring and he's wandering around trying to figure out what to do, and there's a little girl runs into the road after her ball and nearly gets hit by a truck.
Where are the parents in the?
Well, yes. And then the truck catches fire, and this is the opportunity for the Green Lantern to not just save the girl, but also the driver of the truck and protect everyone from the explosion.
Here's the thing. That was one of the most realistic things with
Yeah,
me, okay?
was
Because
it?
I know when I am in a really bad mood and I am just overstimulated, irritable, everything. I'm gonna hear a noise, and then I'm gonna hear a noise that really annoys me all day, and then I'm gonna trip on something, and then because I trip on something, something's gonna fall, and then inevitably, after I clean up what's fallen, I'm gonna get a little shard of glass in my foot, and then I'm just gonna blow up.
Mm-hmm.
So that reminded me of something like that. Like when you're already having a bad day.
Mm.
I see people doing this on TikTok a lot. Like it's just like the smallest little thing can happen, and you're like, "Blah!" I don't know where that came from.
Well, you were saying it reminded you of the little girl running into the road and
Yeah.
the van tripping
I'm talking
over.
about that noise.
Mm.
That I don't ever think I've made that noise before.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's also when Sinestro turns up, and
Ugh.
one of the things I thought is how I like Sinestro's characterization in that he doesn't really say very much.
Mhm.
He doesn't talk an awful lot. And when he does, it's usually in like very sort of straight to the point. Like when he turns up on Earth and Superman's investigating the crash site, he says, "Get out of the way," and he goes, "Oh, yep." It's almost like Superman assumes that he's a person of authority, right? Um, he just picks up on it and like he does what he says without question. He even refers to Abin Sur as his friend. He says, "I'm sorry that your friend is no longer with us. He's passed away." And Sinestro goes, "He's no friend of mine," or something like that.
Mhm.
Um,
I really don't like Sinestro.
yeah, well, they don't do an awful lot with him in this series. I keep getting people like periodically. Someone will leave leave a comment on one of my videos, going, "Oh, you've got to talk about Sinestro." I'm like, but there's very little to say.
So here's the reason I don't like Sinestro.
Go ahead.
The Green Lantern movie.
I thought Mark Strong was all right as Sinestro in that.
That's okay. Sometimes we can have
Yeah.
no, Mark Strong is great, but it's just the whole thing about Sinestro is just like, haven't we had even before like it was mainstream or whatever, we still like that's like every villain ever. I don't see a strong well, what I've seen, obviously I've not read the comics,
Hmm.
but it's just literally they could have done so much more with Sinestro in Justice League, but they just didn't. I mean, I'm kind of glad because we got some notable character work from characters we've not really heard much about
Hmm.
before. But yeah,
Well,
Sinestro.
I mean, you've kind of touched upon something there that the the shows, presumably the writers, so that could be some of the producers as well, perhaps don't seem to be that interested in Sinestro. And you think about some of the other like high profile guest villains. Um, so, for instance, Aquaman's nemesis in this show is arguably the Ocean Master, his brother Orm. He got a fair amount of characterization in Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
Sinestro doesn't really get very much characterization at all. Um, who would you say was the Flash's main villain? Maybe Gorilla Grodd? maybe. I think some people would say Captain Cold, but he was barely in
I'd say
the show.
Grodd in the
Yeah,
in the show. I would say Grodd.
yeah. Maybe not in the comics. I mean, well, Reverse Flash, I suppose. Maybe that's more in recent years, though. Reverse Flash um, was given more prominence again in the sort of early 2000s after Superman and Justice League were over. But anyway, that's an entirely separate matter.
But I think that's one of the great things about the Flash, especially in the DCAU, is that the Flash was human
Hmm.
and is still human,
Yeah.
as in he doesn't he yes, he can run really fast, obviously, but the fact of the matter is, in his city he is still Wally.
Hmm.
He's not, Wally Flash. He's just Wally, and I think that is incredible that they didn't um overdo it with the Flash in the show.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's very true. And I was just thinking that the main Green Lantern villains that appear in this show, Sinestro and Star Sapphire, are basically reduced to grunts. They are um, Star Sapphire is a member of Lex Luthor's Injustice League,
Mhm.
and Sinestro is a part of Grodd's secret society.
Mhm.
They aren't the leaders. They aren't. They
Mm-mm.
aren't. The people behind any of the schemes. They are essentially the muscle.
That's one of the reasons I don't like Sinestro, because I can't quite articulate it in my head, like, why don't I like this character, other than sometimes I just don't like characters. But also, I do feel like it's the every villain,
Yeah.
and there's not a ton of story in this. I mean, in the comics, I'm sure there's
Yeah.
so much more awesome, but
Yeah.
um, in the show, in this episode in particular, there's not a big backstory. You don't have um, like you said, like a huge plot. I still think it's a great episode
Yeah. It's a good episode.
despite that, but it's just they're like with the someone like Red Claw, for instance. I think there's more substance there.
I suppose so. Narrowly, but yeah, I
Yeah,
suppose there is. Yeah.
that's just what I'm saying. Like someone who doesn't have a
Yeah.
ton of substance to begin with has more substance than Sinestro in the show.
Yeah.
And it's just like every villain ever. You could have put any flying villain with superpower
Yeah.
in the place.
Yeah, they could have. They could have. There is a small kernel of an idea there, and it's about his own arrogance
Yeah.
and his refusal to accept that he was not suited to the job. Um, and his like destructive reaction to that, to the even the idea of it.
Every popular person in high school that peaked, that
Yeah,
goes out of high school and goes out of high school or college to get a big boy, big girl job, but they don't get it because somebody else is better, and then
yeah,
they blame the world.
yeah, or the other person.
Hmm.
Yeah, and that is Sinestro. I mean, maybe that's just a very simple idea that doesn't have a lot of legs. But there's some fun stuff in here as well.
Yeah, but like I said, just because I don't like the character doesn't mean I didn't like the episode, because I loved
Yeah,
this episode. It's one of those episodes that I just felt it was wholesome in a way. It was really sad, but really wholesome in a way, because you have somebody who is, wanting more out of life, wanting more success and this and that, and then is given a gift. Well, a gift finds Kyle,
hmm,
and lo and behold, the thing that makes them feel important and special is something that isn't going to have a lot of kudos.
yeah.
It's because he's helping people. He's going to be helping, you know, his sector, and I find that incredibly wholesome and wonderful that you look more into what you do rather than what other people are going to see.
There was a really nice little bit at the end of the episode when Kyle meets the Guardians of the Universe for the first time. And he says to me, like, are you sure that I'm the
Yeah.
best person suited to this job? Because, I daydream. I spend half of my time in my
Mhm.
imagination.
Comic book.
Yeah, I love comic books. I'm nothing.
Mhm.
And they smile at him, and Superman goes, that's exactly why you're the right person for this job. Because,
It's the lack see, and that's the thing, the balancing thing with Sinestro compared to Kyle.
yeah.
Well, Sinestro thinks he's, God's gift to Earth
Yeah.
and the universe and everything, whereas Kyle's like, I'm just a normal person that is wanting to be successful, not
Yeah.
necessarily famous, but successful.
Yeah, he just wants to find a purpose in life
Yeah.
and have it involve his creativity. He likes bringing things to life.
Hmm.
And yeah, that's why he deserves to have power, and someone like Sinestro does not.
Again, something I say in every episode, these shows have really gone for it. And sometimes I don't think that they intentionally did it because the minds of millennials, like the people that mainly, got to see these shows when they first came out, obviously every generation has like their down and outs and everything. I'm not saying millennials have had more or less, but it's different types of down and outs. And this episode can show a lot about that because the millennials had, like, not the invention of the internet, because the internet's been around for a while, but the invention of social media and stuff like that, where you're thinking that you were never going to be as cool or rich or as famous as another person online or whatever. But maybe that's not what your purpose is.
Hmm.
Maybe your purpose is just to be something that is valuable to yourself and to other people rather than just showing it on social media or whatever. But it kind of reminds me of that. But I think this episode could just it although it's like one of those wholesome, you see it once and you're like, you remember it and everything, but some people might not even care about this episode, whereas I feel like it's such a huge part of how we live and they didn't even know it at the time.
Yeah.
Like, you have to look inside yourself. As someone who's had still has a problem finding out who I am, what my purpose is, why am I not, this and that, and all of that. I'm not the most hopeful person in the world, but it does give me a little bit of hope because this character, who is not the youngest character, but not the oldest character, um, found something in helping other people
Mm.
and didn't have to um change themselves for it because the reasons why he was Kyle are the reasons the ring found him, chose him.
Do you think they could have told the same story with Hal Jordan?
I don't think so.
Could they have told the same story with Jon Stewart?
I don't think so because I think Jon Stewart always knew that his role and position in life was always going to be to protect someone
Yeah, he's
or
very,
something, or he's a protector.
his military background kind of gave him purpose and structure,
Hmm.
and he carried that forward into being Green Lantern.
Yeah.
And one of the things I kind of like, this is kind of a retcon from Justice League. One of the things I like is that um, you can kind of infer that Kyle Rayner is not the first Green Lantern from Earth, but he is the first Green Lantern to operate on Earth
Hmm.
because he's responsible for this big space sector. What is it, 2844, something like that? Um, and that includes a lot of planets.
Hmm.
And Jon Stewart predates Kyle Rayner. He was Green Lantern before him, but he was recruited for a special group that got trained by, I've forgotten her name now. She was in the Despero episode. She was the one who trained Jon Stewart to go off and do like covert operations for the Green Lanterns. So I think of him as being like a special forces instead of a regular soldier.
With a rather lovely outfit.
Yes, that's right. And the fact that Hal Jordan exists, in fact, I think it said he was a colonel, Colonel Hal
Yeah,
Jordan on the
Colonel.
side of his plane, which to me suggests a higher rank than just being a test pilot. And the fact that he's shown to exist in Justice League versus the Fatal Five, even though some people go, no, it's not canon, it can't be because it shows Hal Jordan. Well, actually, I completely disagree. It just says that Hal Jordan existed before all of this.
Mm-hmm.
I've kind of lost my way a bit, rambled a little bit, but I like the inference of like the legacy
Mm-hmm.
and all of these different, you know, the different roles for each of the Green Lanterns that suit their personalities, I suppose is what I would say. And do you remember Kyle Rayner did turn up again in Justice League briefly
Mm-hmm.
in the episode The Return with when Amazo came back?
Yeah. I love to me the thing I got from this episode was you don't have to lose yourself to be important.
Yeah, that's good.
And although I'm still trying to find myself at 30 something years old, um I feel a tiny bit of hope, I guess,
Good.
that I'm not just gonna have like 500 cats. But then again, that could be my purpose. I don't want 500 cats. 3 is enough.
Yeah, I think three's
Not
enough.
letting Luke get any ideas.
You're the one that brought all of these cats into our home.
Mhm. Oh, I remember when I might have told this story about Gilgamesh before, but I was feeling like really down on the train to his parents' house because we live not too far away, but far enough. And I was just looking up like adopting pets because sometimes it just makes me feel nice when I see the blurred out pictures that say adopted and stuff like that. And then I saw Gilgamesh, and in my heart and mind, I knew at that moment that cat was going to be mine. And that was on a Saturday, and then on the Monday we were going to get him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And now he runs my life.
Yes, he does. He runs both of our lives. He controls this household.
All right, so do you have any closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts. I think I've covered everything. Superman kind of takes a back seat in this episode, doesn't he?
But that's the joy of Superman, is
Yeah.
that Superman knows that he doesn't have to be the star of the show.
No, his name's on the title card, so yeah,
He's like,
sort of. He's got
this
top
one.
billing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although he was very just don't understand why they made Superman so weak.
Well, it's because it's easy to make Superman too powerful, and if he's so powerful that nothing can threaten him, then there's no drama, no tension.
That's true. I'll
Yeah,
tell you my closing thoughts.
yeah. Please do.
I've already said them.
Oh,
Don't lose yourself to feel important for someone else.
mhm.
Be important to yourself.
Yeah.
Still working on that myself. I think everybody is.
All right. Well, that's a nice way to end it. I think we've been talking. Yep. Yeah, we've been talking long enough. Maybe too long, actually. Probably lost a few people along here.
That's fine.
But hey, this is a rambly, unscripted show. It's what it's always been, for what it always will be, and it has its fans. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I love I would never say fans. I would say my friends.
Oh
Listeners.
yeah.
So the next episode is gonna be a little different, but not really. It's gonna be wait, hey, is that gonna be on my birthday or the weekend before my birthday?
It is. Why can I not see it? Oh, that's because I'm looking in the wrong month.
Hmm.
Uh, the weekend before your birthday.
So it's gonna be Mary's favorites. I'm gonna pick my favorite series. This is all around the DCAU. My favorite series, my favorite hero, my favorite villain, my favorite episode, and my favorite plot line.
Okay, and we'll encourage them to.
Plot line plot. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll encourage them to share their favourites
Of course.
in the comments on the next episode. But for now, leave your comments here, telling us about your thoughts about in Brightest Day.
Considering it is called The Brightest Day, I'm going to tell you something I tell you every episode. SPF 30 or above. And it doesn't have to be an expensive one. Garnier do I've mentioned this one before. Again, not sponsored. Garnier do an incredible SPF. 30 and 50, mineral and non-mineral, I believe, and it's not very expensive. I use it, and I have to use sunscreen because I have psoriasis.
Mhm.
What a thing to end the show on.
Yeah.
Love you guys. Drink water, sunscreen, eat something green that isn't sweets. Eat a
Oh no,
vegetable.
I've already failed.
Love you guys. Bye.